Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's World Series time. And so, what else would you expect but a World Series preview? That's what I've got for you today. First, I'd like to start off by saying ignore the messy setup behind me. That's a work in progress. This is a project going on. Painting the entire room. I'm gonna move around a ton of stuff. Just getting started. Just moved around some stuff for the first time today. So, I'm excited in a couple of months to show that off. But let's get down to business here. Diamondbacks, Rangers. Can you believe that? Two wild card teams. And I also saw an interesting fact today that said this is the first time since 2003 with the Florida Marlins against the New York Yankees, where it was two teams that are named by their state and not their city, Arizona and Texas, here in this series. Diamondbacks, Rangers, best of four in the World Series. We start out in Arlington at Globe Life Field. Tonight for Game 1, that pitching matchup is going to be Zach Gallen versus Nathan Eovaldi, two most trusted guys on both those squads this season. Nathan Eovaldi's been good all year. Same for Zach Gallen. Although he has been roughed up a couple times in the playoffs, Zach Gallen's been the go-to guy as he was a Cy Young candidate for a good chunk of the season. Let's first run through the Diamondbacks. Come in 2 years out from a 110-loss season in the desert. This season, they won just 84 games, 84-78. They were only a game ahead of my Cubs, won 6 of 7 against the Cubs in the last 2 weeks of the season or so to push ahead Chicago and sneak into the playoffs. On the road to the World Series, they beat the Brewers, Dodgers, and the Phillies in that tough environment in and Philly against those Phillies. They finished second in the NL West, like I said, 84-78 in the regular season. Made the wild card, won that wild card against the Brewers, took down the Dodgers, and now the Phillies. And Brewers in the wild card, that was on the road, not easy. One final thing about the Diamondbacks, second appearance in the World Series, first since 2001, when they won it as champions on that walk-off hit that I have to imagine, if you're a baseball fan, seen before. And they're looking for their second World Series title in as many appearances. Can't believe it. Diamondbacks they beat you with speed. Rangers beat you with power. Diamondbacks beat you with speed. So it's going to be fun to see how they clash up. For Texas, the Rangers, 2 years out from a 102-loss season. So both teams 2 years out from a 100-plus loss season. Rangers on their way here with takedowns of the Rays and the wild card on the road. Then against the Orioles, who had a lot of playoff hopes coming in. I actually picked the Orioles and Phillies to be playing in the World Series. And then the Rangers most recently in 7 games against the Astros. Houston, more success in the regular season, 90-72, and they finished second in the AL West, so a battle of the West teams. They are in their 3rd World Series appearance, looking for their first win. Thinking back, I can remember 2011, I think it was, against the Cardinals. We all know what happened then. Cardinals took that one. David Freese, the main guy in that series. And that's one that you remember when you think of Rangers in the World Series. But they're going for their first World Series victory. Diamondbacks going for their second. It's going to be a fun series. 2 teams, not many hopes coming into the season. I mean, I shouldn't say World Series hopes. They had playoff hopes. They had aspirations because the Rangers, boy, did they rebuild. Diamondbacks added some young, exciting pieces. But I think if you ask both teams, they'd be really surprised that they got this far. And they have done it dominantly. It's remarkable, really, and it's been fun to watch. So, I think it's going to be an interesting clash. Diamondbacks with speed, Rangers with power. It's going to be a fun series. Starting off tonight, the 26th of October. Mark down the date. In Arlington, Texas, Diamondbacks, Rangers. What a World Series we have upcoming. Zach Gallen, Nathan Eovaldi get the series started tonight in Texas. It's going to be a fun one. You are not going to want to miss it. I'll have the World Series recap when it's all said and done right here on Grant the Sports Guy. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, everybody.